About food chains. Food chains. You can use your mouse to move over the pictures and labels of the food chain below to make sure you understand the terms used in food chains. I'm reading in the yellow here. Plants and animals in an ecosystem are linked together by their feeding relationships. The sequence of steps within these feeding relationships is a food chain. As green plants are usually the main source of energy input into an ecosystem, food chains generally begin with a green plant. The arrow in a food chain represents the direction of energy flow. Energy in the form of food is shown to be transferred from producers, which are principally plants and algae, to a series of consumers. For example, in a woodland, an oak leaf produces energy-rich sugars and starch through the process of photosynthesis. A caterpillar of a buff-tip moth, in its search for energy in the form of food, eats the leaf. In turn, the caterpillar is eaten by a blue tit, and this is where a transfer of energy from leaf to caterpillar to bird in a food chain. So here's the energy source, and you can click on it, and it talks about energy. Energy, although not normally shown in the food chain, we need to remember that the chain is started by energy, usually in the form of sunlight. It's the energy from the sun that all life is dependent on. Producer. All food chains will start with a producer, and this will usually be a green plant. Plants are living organisms. They need nourishment in the form of water, nutrients, and light to survive. Plants are called producers because they make their own food inside themselves using water and sunlight in a process known as photosynthesis. Here's a consumer. All right, consumer. Consume means eat. Animals are consumers because they eat or consume food provided by plants or other animals. Consumers comprise of herbivores who feed on the producers, carnivores who feed on the herbivores, and decomposers who break down the dead bodies and waste products of all four groups, including their own, ready for recycling. Consumers. Consumers are also involved in a predator and prey relationships. The blue tit is a predator because it eats other animals, such as the caterpillar. The fox is a predator because it eats other animals, such as the blue tit. Any animal which is hunted and killed by another animal for food is known as prey. The caterpillar is the prey for the blue tit, while the blue tit is prey for the fox. The predator eats the prey, and the prey gets eaten by the predator. Today, you'll click the next button, and you'll look at some food chains. You can choose which habitat you want to do, woodland, river, or seashore, and it will take you to a list of animals, and you drop and drag them in the correct order. Once you have them in the correct order, you take a picture of it, and you will submit it. Put it on your desktop.